do, and it doesn't matter which side you start on. All right, pull this fin up, slice right underneath that fin, go all the way to the back of the head. Okay. Again, you don't really have a gut issue, which is good. All right, from there, get that knife at a little bit of an angle. All right, get it started on that spine. Lift this up a little bit. You're gonna kind of hear those pin bones pop a little bit. All right.
Obviously, I need to scrape it like we did with the.
You will, yes. There won't be a lot to scrape. All right. And I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. I'm just in the first now. Okay. Now you got some scales on here. All right. Just be cautious of the scales getting in the meat. All right. So that's when you flip this over, you should lift this. You hit this board. All right. You don't have to get the scales off. Same process. I'm gonna get in here. Belly meat up. My knife and right down that spine. Delicate fish, so you don't want to put too much pressure on the meat. Then you can get a spoon, scrape these bones, and I also want you to cut this head off.
What kind of fish is that, Chef?
Dorado. So then this would be scraped. You got a spoon? Get you.
We need those over here too, don't we? Yeah.
So then all this meat is scraped off. Then they would say, well, what would you use all that meat for? So you would want a little 2-ounce cup container. This meat goes in that container. Okay. Every bit of that meat off the bones. Alright, so
You said they will ask you that question?
they will, yeah, they may say, what would you do with that meat? So what would, yeah, no.
Moose.
Would you use it for a moose? Yeah, I wouldn't do ceviche with it, because it's all, by the time you throw acid on that, it's going to break down. But yeah, a moose.
Stock?
You could use it for like a fish taco stock. You could throw that actually in there for stock if you didn't scrape the bones.
Yeah.
So then you got those nice clean bones. All right, the head, then you would take the eyes out and throw that in the stock as well. Right. And the pin bones, again, Brandon, you would wipe this off. And those pin bones you can kind of see right there. We need to get you some angle pliers for those pin bones. What I would do is also take a towel here. Easier for you to get them bones.
Angle pliers.
Okay. Yeah, the pliers have like a turned beak on them that's actually at an angle, 90-degree angle. It's easier to get in there.
How many do you generally have, Chef?
Pin bones?
5?
It just really depends, because we're going to trim this part off here. Alright, so there's really only about 4 or 5 in there. So then we don't really want this belly fat on there. And there's a little bit of the rib cage right here. So I'm going to take my knife and right underneath them bones. This belly fat off. Really, this really doesn't have a use for much because it's really fatty. You can see all that fat in there. Alright, so this would just kind of go into the trash pile. So I got all the bones out. Definitely. Very delicate skin on these. Okay. And making sure that board stays clean as you go. Trim a little bit of this tail off so I can get my finger on it. And I'm putting a little pressure on my blade upward. So I don't get into that blood vein that's in the skin. I'll show you that. See that red spot there? If I was to go all the way to the skin, this would be covered with that. It has a bitter texture in there. Very delicate fish, so you got to be gentle with it. thing about this, you got the pin bones, but you don't have to worry about doing 4 fillets and trimming it off. Only 2 bones in here.
Were they originally going to use the sole in the competition, Chef?
That's what we were going to do, but since we're using this as our appetizer, we're going to use this fish instead. That's the same thing. I'm going to come over here and get underneath those bones. Again, you got to be really careful. It's just string. And you sharper your knife, obviously, the easier this is. Okay. So I'm just letting the knife slowly cut through. I'm not putting any pressure on it. Again, my knife's really sharp, so it's, so we got 2 fillets. Okay. Then this, we just wad this up, lay that in the pile with them rib bones. Okay.